Oh God, that's terrible. I'm sorry, cancerous. No, I do apologize.
Gone too far now.
I took it too far,
Chris.
I'm sorry. I probably
Corey's feelers are hurt now.
No, people with cancer, there's feelers are hurt. Anyway, yeah. So hit the hour mark. Let's wrap it up. I shouted out to Ben earlier. We walked into the meeting in Charlevoix, and he was like, "Well, I don't have to listen to this now." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I was just listening to the podcast."
Oh, that's cool. Thanks
like,
for listening.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. We appreciate
cool.
that. Scott again said he was going to listen. Wanted to know again how to listen. So Scott, hopefully you figured it out, man, and just give me your phone. I'll show you. But yeah, appreciate you guys taking the time to do the podcast.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I hope you guys learned something today, because you know I did.
Yes.
I learned it 4 months ago. I really hope you learned something
Now you're
today.
passing it on.
I really hope you learned something today.
Cracking jokes, I took it seriously.
Oh man, what I always put humor on everything. You have to be able to laugh at the good, the bad, the ugly. I have made jokes about myself in many ways because of what I've done. Because I can't just sit there and go, "Oh God, I feel terrible for doing that." No, I'm an idiot for doing that. But hey, we all gotta laugh about it. Yeah, I'm just an asshole.
Yeah. One day you're going to laugh, and you're going to do the same stuff. And I'm surprised Chris didn't say it to you.
One day you can pass it on.
Yeah, one day
Trust me,
there'll be some dude coming in, you're going to be like, "Oh my God, that was me." And you're just going to start talking, you're just going to...
Here's the cape.
Yeah, right. The thing is, you don't want to hold that cape for too long. Sometimes it gets a little moldy.
You will, man. I mean, and you're just going to laugh, and you're just going to be shaking your head like Chris was when you were talking. It's like, oh no.
I didn't know where it was going. I watched you walk into that corner as you were painting the floor, and now you're stuck in that corner. You painted yourself into that corner.
I gotta wait for it to dry.
Yes, you do. You know what? This is that paint that it takes 45 days to dry. I'm just joking. It's not going to take
He's
that
trying
long.
to think when he stopped trying to save him. It was
Oh, man.
a couple months in.
Oh, yeah. So...
You got a little time
you
left.
put on your Hans device. Make sure your 5-point harness is. This one's gonna hurt, man. Did you see Ryan Newman's crash? Yeah. It's gonna be worse. Hope he's doing okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't get yourself too
Like I said, man,
involved in it or worked up about it, because
Right.
it's really not your fault. There's really not much you can do, especially you're way out here. Where, like, what are you gonna do when they're?
I can tell you guys all day long that I'll be selfish, but I can't guarantee anything right now.
Well, the thing about that is, it's like, why'd you come? These are questions.
Just spit it
These are
out.
questions. Why'd you come to the sober house? Who'd you come to the sober house to help? You.
Honestly,
Who'd you come to
You
help?
want to know what? I was going to go to a different sober house.
Take that next step.
Yeah. To see somebody else that didn't work for 3 months.
Oh, well, I mean...
I'm sure you've heard about it.
No.
Oh, I'll have to tell you later.
Okay, this is...
talk about it now on the
No,
podcast.
no,
This is
no.
what we normally like to talk about.
Okay.
Dustin.
So, I get into the Chinese restaurant.
Thank you. He takes the mic from Ryan. Like, all right, let's tell the story. We're not done yet.
I've been there like 2 or 3 days. I meet this girl in there.
Oh, tell me her name was...
I can know.
Oh.
I'm not putting her out there like that.
Oh.
We kicked it the whole time in there. Like, it was cool. I never had really a rehab romance. Did this time. Got caught going into a room.
Whoa.
Oh. I
Yeah.
never did that.
I walked right up there and opened the door.
Yeah, you never got caught either.
Yeah. Oh,
Got slung on a behavioral right away.
I went back on a behavioral.
Well, now that I'm out of the Chinese restaurant, I'll tell the rest of the story. We got scared. I was only up there for 30 seconds. They caught me on a camera. Well, the cameras were out down by my room. 4 minutes later, I get a knock on the door. She comes in my room for 15 minutes. Leaves. Now we're kind of by each other's side constantly. And just jump to the end. She gets out of rehab. Gets hooked up with another dude before I get out. Yeah, it's typical. I've been hearing it. And I thought Bobby was an idiot. Corey was an idiot. Ryan was an idiot. Everybody at Bear River didn't know what the hell they were talking about.
Oh, God. Yeah. They're foolish.
They don't know.
Nothing.
So, joke's on me.
Well, welcome to the club, man.
Yeah, I wish
We'll get you your reward tomorrow.
I wish well to this girl, but I don't want to see her again.
Well, wish her well from a distance, truly.
Yeah. Dustin and I talked about this earlier, and he was like, honestly, Corey, he was like, seriously, up until like the last minute, I was going to go to this other sober living because it was next door to where she was going to be. And I was like, man, imagine how silly you would have felt there now. And Dustin admitted, he was like, yeah, I would have been using again. It would have probably been a fight. Who knows? Jail would probably be involved. Institutions or death.
Yeah, right. Good God, I got the T-shirt for all three, man.
But instead, he's sitting around here because he made a good choice. Mm-hmm. Not the choice that you
I could have went.
Wanted to
But
make.
the last second I chose here.
Well, you know what? There's a reason. Somebody.
It kind of presented itself.
Huh? Like Corey tells me all the time, things happen for a reason. Mm-hmm. My mom told me. I talked to my mom today. That's one thing I forgot to say. My mom's leaving to go.
Hi, Chris's mom.
They're going for their yearly vacation, and
Buy us something.
yeah.
Buy me something.
No, man.
Corey needs a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
No, I need
a gauze pad.
Chainsaw.
It was good talking to my mom today, and she said that I had some insurance, not insurance, Jesus Christ, tax information from one of my jobs in town, and she's like, "You're still at that same address, right?" I was like, "Yeah, Mom, still at the sober house." Okay, good. And and then I actually sent her a text earlier, and Darian's mom and her were just like, "What's the matter with you?" I said, "I haven't heard from my mom. She didn't text me back. She hasn't called me." And as Darian's mom was saying, "Now you know how she felt," I shook my head and said, "Wow, yeah, that's exactly how I fucking." I'm sorry. I know exactly what I put her through. And then on the way home, I was explaining to Darian, I put my parents through hell, and I tried to make jokes of it, but yeah, it's I'm glad my parents are living in a healthy relationship now with themselves, because I truly put my parents through hell. I've said it a million times. I'll say it again, but yeah, I was worried to death my mom didn't text me back, and she said she was just wrapped up in a movie from Lost Track of Time. I can honestly say that when I didn't text her back, I wasn't wrapped up in a movie Lost Track of Time. I was all yacked up, gacked up, smacked up, whatever you want to call it, sitting in the basement. But heavens, sorry to put a damper on that one, but yeah, I love you, Mom. She probably doesn't listen. I'm sure she doesn't. She doesn't know really too much about this. I don't tell him too much about anything. She says, as long as you're up there, I know you're fine. So, But
yeah, I think she'd be proud of you. It's just one of those things where it's going to take time. You put her through, and
she has to see me to know that I'm doing fine. She can talk to me on the phone. She says she loves me. She says she's proud of me. I let her know about the jobs and the things like that, and she's like, "Good, keep it going, keep your shit together." She doesn't swear, but she's like, "Keep doing what you got to do. Keep. She doesn't stutter like me, but keep taking care of yourself." Yeah, but it's
Can I ask you a personal question?
Go right ahead.
How long did it take your parents to forgive you?
I don't think they have. I mean, it's like
I guess accept.
Oh, they accept that I was a heroin addict, or accept
that you said you put them through hell.
Oh, I mean, my mom. I've expressed to my mom. Me and my father, we don't really talk much. My mom talks through us. And Darren was like, "Get a hold of your dad." I was like, "No way," That my mom. I lived in their basement, and there was Narcan kits all over that house, and she was too afraid to come down and check on me when I was using, because she said she'd she feared that I was dead, and I was like, "How are you going to use the Narcan? How are you?" You know, she would text me. She'd yell down the stairs every now and then, and and she told me numerous times, "I'm not giving you money. I'm not giving you money. I'm not giving you that." But Mom, I'm sick. You know.
Oh my God.
Finally, one time, like before I went to the rehab at the beginning of the year, I was sick. Just crapped my pants. Good God, I'm sorry. And she come downstairs to her sewing area because she had put her foot down. She actually told me a year ago, "I love you to death, son, but I'm not going to love you to death. I'm not going to hold your hand anymore while you kill yourself. You can't stay at this house. You cannot come back here. You won't be allowed here." And, you know, I think probably a few times I ended up going back. And one of the times I left the places where I lived, I left the sober house there and was like, "Mom, but I got to be to work at 4 a.m. We'll just talk about it tomorrow." And I stayed there for 7 months and, you know, didn't do anything but use. And, you know, they understand, but they know. My mom goes to Families Against Narcotics. Hope I can say that on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. They're friends of the show.
And she goes there all the time. I met a person there who worked at a place that is in Battle Creek that I used to go to, Summit Point Recovery Center in Battle Creek. They helped me get my crap together to help save my life. And Ashley, shout out to Ashley.
You.
She looked at me one day, and I'm sitting in that back room wearing a gown or scrubs, and she's like, "Your mom has helped me so much in my recovery. What the is the matter with you? You're killing your mom." And 2 more years after that, finally I decided to make, you know, a decision to go to rehab again. And yeah, it's I mean, you gotta, like I said, murder charge. My parents were away on vacation to find out that their house is getting raided by the police, and, you know, their son has been arrested on a murder charge for a missing person, and, you know, and, you know, like I said, I didn't do anything wrong except for put myself in a situation where I'd made a bad decision, and did time in jail, got out, and went to a place in Battle Creek. Stayed good for like 6 months, maybe 3, 4, 5 months. Worked in a rehab, lived in a rehab, and left there. Went right back to it. Moved in with a guy whose wife had just committed suicide, and I introduced him to meth and heroin. And you know, 6, 7 rehabs after that, I finally wanted to get it together. You know, I could still keep doing it. And I told my therapist, you know, if I use how I wanted to use, if I use what I use how I wanted to use it, I'd be dead. The amount that I use, I wouldn't even make it to the amount that I want. So it's not worth it. Today it's not worth it. I'm going to go ahead and go to sleep sometime tonight, sober, and wake up tomorrow and go wash laundry. Humble myself. But, yeah, and I'm sure we've dragged this on. But, yeah, man, as far as accepting it, my mom knew I was using drugs. My mom knew she never really wanted to know. She just didn't, hear no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, that whole thing. And, you know, she's turned a blind eye. But she didn't want to find me dead, and I didn't want her to find me dead. So, you know, today is a much better day. I'm not in my parents' basement. I'm not sitting there looking at myself, sitting on a bed in the basement with a robe on and a needle sticking out of my arm. It's not attractive. So, you know, yeah, I hope that answers your question.
It did. Thank you.
No problem. Really hope you guys learned something today, because you know I did. Broke out a little bit of that story there. The monotone wasn't because I was emotional. The monotone was because I ate a cigarette. But, yeah, you know, sorry to take on that extra little bit of time, guys, but I really hope you stay on for the rest of the show, because that's important business. So, Corey, you got anything to tell us?
I just wanted to say thanks to Susan Peachy Smith for Just kidding. Just kidding. I got you. I had to just throw one more joke in there. But no, Chris, thanks for sharing that, though. It was a good question, Dustin. And, you know, it's nice that you can be vulnerable. And clearly, and you didn't say this, but you feel a hell of a lot better today.
Oh, yeah. My worst day sober. These quotes, these things that you hear, you know, your worst day sober is better than your best day high or something like that. And I mean, yeah, I have pitfalls. I have ups and downs. I run out of cigarettes, you know. But guess what? I'm generous. Bad analogy, but, you know, I have a bank account.